I think in the last couple of days, I taught myself to go into the rapid eye movement phase right away when being basically from going awake into rapid eye movement, but without dreaming. So I started basically napping in a very particular pattern a couple of weeks ago, maybe even months ago. Then I also read again up on lucid dreaming. I read a new book I hadn't read before, or I listened to it not before, from Stephen LaBerge, who is a PhD on, and he is researching lucid dreams. And now, basically, I take my thumbs and I have these earplugs in, and I then am able to basically listen to the sound, I think, of my blood in my brain. And as I then can sometimes dip away, it only works if my brain seems to be in a worked out state. So I need to have done something mentally demanding, maybe the hour before, and then it seems to increase the likelihood. So I need to be maybe slightly tired, but I also need to be, for example, if I eat lots of carbs, then I cannot go into the state. So it seems to be that I am, in terms of carbs and ketosis, basically I need to be more on the ketosis side. So maybe also feeling slightly cold, and if I then am in the state, I notice now a couple of times that I think it is this phenomenon where in REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, the eyes move rapidly from left to right. I can feel the contractions in my muscles, and I don't think it's the eyelids, because actually like 30 minutes ago I was in this, and I was able to enter basically into this state where my eyes began to rapidly move, and then I would try to basically induce a dream, but I couldn't, so I went kind of out of this phase again, and then a couple of seconds later I noticed that my eyes would again begin to contract into multiple directions. In terms of my visualization of where basically my thoughts are, it seemed to shift. This might be only particular to me. It seemed to shift kind of out of my mind, and my mind, and also the eyes seemed to kind of shift backwards slightly, so maybe 10 centimeters below actually where otherwise my brain would sit. And otherwise I usually kind of think of myself as kind of in my skull usually, and also where my eyes are. But this seemed to be a pattern that repeated itself, because I was able to also do this a couple of weeks ago already. And so this has now been the third or the fourth time I was actually feeling kind of these sensations of, I think it is the eyes contracting and basically moving from left to right. I almost wanted to touch them, but I feared that if I touched them, that I would basically disrupt it, because then I would take kind of conscious control of my body again, and therefore go or bypass me entering into a sleep state.